This one will be about the differential traits of successful restaurants over the last decade. And to talk about the same, I'd love to welcome Mr. Parthiv Patel, CEO, Petpooja, to join us on stage. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. Parthiv Patel on stage. Let's have a huge applause together. I'd like to hand it over to Mr. Patel now.
Hi, I am the co-founder of Petpooja. We are the largest billing platform / POS deployment currently in India with 26,000 odd outlets on our platform. That's the brief introduction about us. Step forward slightly. We are probably the last guys to give you the idea about the branding, right? Petpooja and the tech solution doesn't go hand in hand, literally. Then we've been laughed initially when we were saying that we are a billing platform, name Petpooja, right? When we don't serve food. So that was the starting point for us. And that's actually a decent, we had a different take actually. Slowly people started recognizing the brand as a Petpooja, and then we have seen the stuff. So one critical question, so before going into identifying pause and other stuff, the critical question is which channel you should start your business on. Offline, online. Online also has a lot of component right now. We are talking about all the aggregators. We are talking about order direct movement. So what exactly you would want to be on? And there is no one answer here, honestly. This is also something we have seen over a period of time, right? So it's not that we have seen actually 26,000 plus restaurants on our platform, probably more restaurants. Some of them couldn't sustain in certain tough times actually. So we have seen based on that, we have created something which give you an idea how you should probably look at the business. One example is we have seen typically offline, every channel is important channel currently to engage with customer, right? Be it online, be it offline. And we are seeing that more and more hybrid approaches are coming in, right? And when I say hybrid approach, typically what we have seen is typical cloud kitchens with only online presence. The failure rates are much higher compared to, let's say, offline online hybrid models on and serving on Zomato's aggregators plus their website. The failure rates are much lower. That's something we have seen it. We have actually seen that in the market playing out. We have seen the large brand experimenting with cloud kitchens in the region, in the areas where visibility or the catchment area, you don't see those many customers. Those places, they would start with a small cloud kitchen and then scale it up into offline, online hybrid model. That's also something we have seen it. So there are multiple mix and match approaches. We believe that at the end of the day, depending on brand, you would want to play around with this mix and match approaches, right? So you'll have one QSR offline brand, then couple of online brands. That's quite possible, and that's something we have seen it last over 1 year actually significantly scaling up. So nothing is right or wrong here. It is just that the way you would want to model your business on, right? One critical point, because everybody feels the pinch of the delivery charges, right? And that's something. See, aggregators are definitely a costly channel, for sure. avoiding them 100% slightly difficult as on today, right? So you'll have to once again think through in terms of, because even the best of the brands, and if you use the Pareto principle, even the best of the brands probably deliver, maximum 10-15% of their orders. And that's actually happening. There is also one major, what we call a major movement actually happening. If you look at one area, and we, by the way, we also build the restaurant websites. So we know what is, what it takes to build those websites or tools. That's something we know. However, one part we have seen significantly is ordering frequencies from a consumer point of view has gone up, right? Previously, in a month, you would go out or you would take outside food for a 3 days in a month. Today, we are talking about 10, 12 times in a month. In those cases, time to order has reduced significantly, which means actually the ordering process has been commoditized. If you want to order something in, well, you would probably open an aggregator app, browse through it, and just order it, right? That's kind of 5-minute process now. Instead of the previously, you want to go through the menus, after menus, and then order it, right? So we have seen this playing out pretty differently. And I'm actually saying this because the office where we sit, in and around area, we would have built, let's say, 40-50 websites. Not even our employees actually order from those websites. Literally. Everybody mostly uses Swiggy, Zomato, and stuff like that. That's already happening, right? So aggregator, you might not be able to avoid, for sure. You would want to have your website for sure, because that's now required. Without website, you might not be able to run the business. So it's more like you would have registered address. Similarly, you should have a website. So website is mandatory. Your presence on almost every channel is mandatory. Now, the way you create few online brands, one offline brand. That's mix match is always possible. Okay, this is one critical area, and a lot of large brands do it pretty decently, this thing. But we have seen actually a lot of challenges are there in terms of the, we call it a long tail, right, in our language. So, first of all, as a brand, I need to connect to my customers. And I have to reach to them through almost every channel, right? So, it could be SMS, WhatsApp, email, it could be app, it could be anything, or social media posts, right? You'll have to keep doing it. There is no to it, and consistency is the key here. For a smaller brand or larger brand, this has to happen. Larger brands, because they have teams, they would keep doing a lot of these experiments and they would keep executing their marketing strategies, they would keep doing it. However, for smaller brands, also, there is no respite from all this stuff. You have to keep doing it, right? Then going and using tools like CRM, loyalty apps, third-party loyalty programs, third-party loyalty apps, use CRM tools actually. To scale the business, to connect to customer, yes, that's also necessity. The point which gets missed probably sometimes is you'll have to make sure that those tools are interconnected easily, so that at the end of the day, you can deliver the experience to customer in a much more seamless way. Right? So that's something we have seen it, right? So if you generate a discount coupon from a CRM, you have to make sure that you have integrated that discount coupon into your POS. Otherwise, when the customer comes with the discount coupon, you would not be able to, generate the discount code for the repeat customer, and you're going to probably piss him off, right? That's actually how typically the situation has happened. So seamless integration has to happen. The last critical point is, and this is actually the most critical one, you have to literally build a good content. And honestly, if you look at some of the images which Longtail generates, you have to make sure that you have to invest into those photo tools, right? So if I want to generate one video or I want to generate one poster, before posting it onto Facebook or anywhere, right? Or Facebook, Instagram, or anywhere, I'll have to make sure that I do a very, very decent job of generating that content. Lot of time, what we have seen is the content is a significant miss, right? It has to go with the brand which you are trying to create. And for a lot of small businesses, this is the problem we have been seeing. Even in some cases, actually larger ones also now. And it's not the best one, honestly. So that's something very, very critical. We are trying to solve that part of the problem through one more product where you should be able to, choose some of the easiest content, change it according to your needs, and then post it onto, social media or anywhere. WhatsApp, social media, wherever you want to post it. That's something we are trying to build. We call it a Tweeto. That's work in progress. Hopefully, next couple of months you would see it. But this is one of the larger challenge we have seen it actually in the industry. So, once again, right? You want to run a small operations, easily doable, right? 2 restaurants, 3 restaurants, you can run it. Probably dependence on chef will be higher. You will be able to probably, might not be able to scale the business significantly, but you will make a decent profit. The brand is cool in the catchment area where you are present, and that works. However, if you want to scale a business, there is going to be consistency required in kitchen and servicing operations. And this is typically for almost all the outlets we are talking about. We have same problem with, let's say, dine-in, QSR, cloud kitchens, everywhere. I'll give you one example. Cloud kitchens, and most of the restaurant owner would know actually, customer complains to aggregator that the packaging is not good, and you are being charged for that kind of faulty packaging, right? Now, one typical problem, practical problem we have seen it. We have seen actually, probably 2 days ago, I have seen a product where you can take a photo of the packaging and store it against your order, right? Simple stuff, but more effective, where essentially you can, on the top of it, you can genuinely build that whether the packaging was right. I can actually use AI ML tool to figure out whether the packaging was right. Also, it is much more necessary for audit purpose, right? So far more easy to execute, but we haven't been able to. So in the past, if you ask us, we have not seen much in kitchen and servicing places, a lot of tools getting used. Now we are starting to see those kind of tools, and we almost every week we are meeting, we are seeing such kind of tool, right? So this tool we saw was literally very effective. You just put a stand, small, camera phone kind of setup, click it, that's it. And you capture the, your pack, whatever you are sending it for delivery, you will capture all those things and keep those photos with you against every order. Much easier to audit, much easier to, in every situation you would have that data useful. In fact, AI ML will bring you far better stuff where you will be able to see whether the packaging was done correctly or not at the end of the day, right? So much easier. We are even seeing the same thing in servicing part, right? Servicing part. So honestly, we go to dine in, right? And there are most of the time, actually, most of the interaction. If you remove 3 or 4 times ordering, which we do, beyond that, most of the interactions are essentially for calling for a water, calling for a menu, or calling for what we call is a bill. Typically, these are the 3-4 other interactions, you keep doing it. Now, that's actually essentially can be easily automated. If you have, and we recently launched this device where you can just press the button and either call a waiter for, further ordering, or water, or what we call is bill. And waiter can see something in the dashboard completely on their tablet or on their POS, right? They'll be able to combine those tasks and give it out, right? Step forward, you can actually add a small robot who can deliver a water consistently without any manual help from any waiter. Nobody needs to give an order to that robot because customer is pressing the button from the table, right? Much easier way to manage the operation. In fact, you start managing your peak load this way, much more easier. That's actually a way to do automation further in the servicing part. See, a lot of time actually we have been seeing this. Automation means replacement of a human being, right? Forget about anything else. We are talking about here, automation only means that software and hardware works in tandem with the human. And you'll have to make it that way that your business scales without incurring more cost on, on you actually. That's the whole idea about this. So this is actually something, and this is very close to our heart, literally. Every point of time, we are a cloud-based POS billing platform. Every point of time we discuss this internally, and we actually benchmark ourselves that whether to process and store single order from a restaurant, is the cost going down or not? Right? I mean, at the scale, I should be able to create some advantage to manage the operation, right? Lot of time, and this is something even the larger brand, I am actually very clear. Larger brand, IT managers would give you something like, this is my requirement, this is the flow I need, this is what I want to do, right? Hardly any focus on what would be my cost per order at a scale. Lot of actually brands are struggling, and I'm not joking around it. I have a client, Ahmedabad-based client. We didn't go to enterprise, by the way. We were mostly a smaller brand product initially, and then when we started going to enterprise, we were able to showcase 15-70% more order processing with the much more lesser cost. That can happen. The only reason why it didn't happen in the past was because IT managers were focusing on what they need in terms of what is my requirement, what is my requirement? Is this a patch? Customization, I am going to look at it because customization is easy to build, it is difficult to maintain. That's something we keep telling to our customers. Customizations are easy to build, but difficult to maintain. They're going to break somewhere down the line for sure. Don't expect them, and it is going to be very costly for the customer at the end of the day, because operations will get hampered, because actually the uptime will not be there significantly, because actually because you have done so many customization, now you want to shift out of one product to another product, you need to bake in same number of customization in the other product. Which means the first product guy is going to actually, screw you royally in terms of charging you a hefty fee. That's how it is going to be, right? And that's something what we have been seeing. Only way to manage this is figure out a process which is scalable, which is built, which is something we have seen it in the platforms. Last one, which is the most important one, is in today's time, please, when you buy a software for a business, look at it from a perspective that single software will not serve your purpose. Right? You would want to start something with small CRM today. You will use that CRM. Tomorrow, you are looking at it actually a much larger complex CRM product, which is another product. Now you have to figure out that can this product be integrated? Is somebody going to take ownership of those integrations? If yes, that's actually the answer. If no, then you are in the wrong hands completely. You are going to face a problem of, and this is where the IT managers or even the larger, owners mindset has to go, whether they are going to own those integrations or not. Right? This is something we keep telling our customer that before choosing a software, where you want to scale, let's say for next 5 years, 7 years, 8 years, 10 years, whatever, right? You should look at this very, very clearly. And that's the closing remark. Thank you. Thank you for listening me out.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Patel. Would you like to take one or two questions?
Yeah, please.
Anybody, if there's anything related to the session you'd like to ask? All right. Thank you. Thank you once again. Let's hear it loud from Mr. Patel, everyone.